Well, I died again. That's what that means. Look at me. Waking up without clothing. Only the slimmest fabric. Maintaining my dignity. Here on this land of no other consciousness is his. Okay, so I don't actually believe that. I think all creatures have a sort of consciousness. So yes, I got killed. Speaking of which, I think I got killed by some tar or something. And it wasn't far from where I normally, it was in what I thought was a safe area, and I was just being stupid, and I died. So as we do, we wake up with nothing, and we got to go get our body. So let's go try to do it before we lose our skill drain thing. That skull and crossbones boost up there. That's over here. Means that you don't. Oh shit! Oh shit! You can punch yourself off a ledge. If you die, you won't lose any skill points. So we've already lost skill points from the death I just suffered that you didn't see. And so it's a way of not over punishing you for your death. So if I go get killed while I'm naked right about now, trying to get back to my body, it'll give me a break if I die again. And that's actually very nice. I like that. So, yes, I've been doing a bunch of, I haven't played in like 2 or 3 weeks. Usually, that's not close. I want plain space, I think. Still frustratingly unorganized. Plains Farm? Hell Island? No. Oh, yeah, it's over here. Mist Base. I did actually do a little bit of misting about, just kind of get sick of some of the route. There we go. Hell yeah. So the yeah, so I've been kind of busy doing shit like setting up. In fact, it's the opposite direction of here, kind of along the tree line. A lot of stone quarries, so or sort of have a. I got a little bit overboard actually. I kind of got obsessed with tracking every rock, not in the whole world, but like accurately kind of detailing each rock by location, and so I could kind of set up sort of a quarry, like doing a survey, like my boy HW Plainview. We're going to look for quail hunting grounds, boy. Come on, boy. Turn around. It's by the swamp thing, I think. Is that it there? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I got blasted. That's right. I was fighting these dudes and the fucking. I was trying to get them to fight each other. You know me and my old hijinks. Let's give them a chance to. Oh shit! Roll. I notice you roll faster when you're covered in tar. Leave me alone. All right, are they fighting? Are they fighting? Okay, good. All right, let's put on our big boy pants. I don't know, having it out over there, man. They're really going. Okay. Well, that could have gone worse. It didn't go well. All right, we'll come back. Yeah, these animosities got to stop, guys. We got to find some peace here between the tars and the locks. You know what I mean? Yeah. So what was I saying? I was kind of got a little bit nuts about all the rocks and stuff. I think like I don't have it all done over here, but I'm not. So I have a whole bunch of like cavern things. When I say cavern, I just mean I've been carving out a lot of the stones. So and then carving underneath them. It's the sort of stuff I would normally fast forward through in look, they're still fighting over there. Oh. And yeah, so that's why I kind of do it without you. I feel almost like I'm cheating. Like I'm using Bing even though I work at Chrome. You know what I'm saying? So all these different locations, and we're really not even in the meat of it yet, but maybe we'll head home. I feel like I need to just do a drop off. You know, touch some familiar walls and spaces, and these bastards sometimes come by and ruin the blueberry bushes. How dare you? How dare you? I better kill them so nobody gets hurt. But yeah, you know, just a little reset. We had a big day. We died. We came back to life. We recovered bodies. We watched unspeakable violence play out amongst the warring populations who live upon the lands upon which I extract. And so we gotta go home to our comfy little town and little home and play with all of our toys until we have night. They need, you know how Glenn Beck interviewed George Washington? Talked about it on my podcast, the Winners and Losers show. They just needs to do a follow-up. Like George Washington goes home, tries to get into Uber, no idea what he's doing. Can barely download any apps. He's just like another old boomer. You could take that lots of angles. Okay. So yeah, I got so much shit going on in this damn game, and there's just nothing. Like everything is just kind of it's a bit of a organized. Like actually, these are my 2 dump chests. So when I just sort of empty out everything but my standard kit, it's either one of these 2 dump chests. So maybe we'll evolve that slowly as we sort of build out the transportation sort of system that is eventually going to take up this spot over here, or at least I think. But we're also going to cut down a bunch of trees in this today because I've been excited about that. When I'm playing without y'all, time passes, and so the trees grow, and then I stare at them and I go, oh man, I really want to cut those trees down, and I would save it for your friends. So, did I already talk about how much I like this detail? Remember how I had a bunch of crap in this little nook, and I just sort of simplified it, put bit of an angled wall, kind of. I even snuck in a secret jumping spot. See that? It doesn't work. Doesn't work at all. There it goes. So that's like a secret ladder. It's offset just slightly. Pretty clever. But yeah, I find myself really liking at least this bit, this chunk here, and kind of this wall. I feel like we could make this look sort of like a cool thing over here. And I do quite enjoy the fish room in which we stand. The lighting stinks. And I do kind of want to open up this whole wall. I feel like, so I have this way downstairs that is sort of this roundabout stairway. Then by the time you get here, you're kind of disoriented. And then you open this door, and this gives us access to this big ass room. And yes, I did actually put down some tables and some chairs. I don't think I did that on camera. And so let's go with walk. And so when we walk around, I'll put this table here in the corner. I like that these ancient seeds, now that they are nice little sources of light. You know, it's a cool room. There's a lot more to do to mess around with it. Put some straw down. You know, I put in some flags under here to sort of look like flames. You got red, orange, yellow, white. It might be blue. No, but there's a little, yeah. But you know, maybe I think we could play with that idea. Maybe bring it out a little more so it feels like it's part of the fire. That actually might work pretty well. And you know, we're just having fun. Built these planter boxes. These are radishes, turnips. I don't even think. I guess they're so. Radishes are like cousins of turnips, but radishes have a very. They're certainly very different. Okay, there's something funny there. But obviously it's not coming up from me. Yeah. So I really like this room here, but I kind of want to just clear out this whole wall here, this whole entrance, and just go flat up to this wall here. And then I'll decide what to do with the rock. It was never necessarily intended to have this weird little opening, because I think it'll square up the room better, even though I think the room does have a nice feel to it. But I don't know. And the way we connect into this spot, lots to like. Let's turn that on. I think I have some blue one. There we go. Let's not spend them all. And hit that one. I widened the top up there. Don't recall if I did it on camera, but I redid the posts or the wooden stuff with a bit more care than in the previous one. So let's go upstairs. If I can remember how the fuck I go upstairs. There we go. Here's how we go upstairs. Yeah, I haven't played in like 3 or 4 weeks, so I'm kind of remembering as I'm doing all this. Yeah, so now we have a bit of a better... It's still not centered the way I might want, but these core wood pieces line up a little bit better. I didn't like how this was lining up, so I just did sort of a thing there. It's not perfect. I'll probably play with that again at some point. Yeah. And I, for some reason, started building this little platform up here, even though I don't think I want to keep it. Kind of just an experiment spot to sort of test out building design, maybe. Or we can sort of work on extending this roof to be kind of an enclosure of this area where we are currently. But I don't know. I think keeping this sort of accessible, because I want to build a lot of buildings over there in Terrace Mania. You know, over there in Terrace Mania, it's down by the Safe Water Harbor. That will give me lots of like places to do different buildings, because I want it to feel like a lived-in community, not something like you might find in Skyrim or Divinity 2. Oh, and I turned on depth of field, which like, see how those glowy lights I'm looking at? If you, depending on what I'm telling it to focus on, it'll... Anyway, sometimes it looks really cool. Sometimes it kind of looks a little junky, but that's all right. So yeah, I don't know about this whole upper corner thing. I also kind of think like keeping some of these open spaces. Somebody's out here. Somebody's out here clanking about. There he is. Some of these open spaces might be helpful for battles, honestly. Like, I think there'll be like attacks from tougher enemies from the Mistlands and stuff, and so we have to sort of prepare, because I know there's a weapon in the game that I haven't gotten yet, the ballista, which will be exciting when I finally do. And yeah, okay, so that's what's up. What's up with you? Did your car hold up in the winter? Have you been eating your shoe leather and belt leather to survive yet, so that the billionaires could have some more money? Well, you better. You better. All right, yeah, so let's get rested and then go chop down a tree. A bunch of trees, actually. Very excited about this. I did learn from some stuff over there. You remember the last time I tried to like separate the plantings. I actually miscounted the number of seeds I have, but anyway, that's not important. I had to I miscalculated. Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Hopefully I edited that out, but if not, it probably was fine. I miscalculated the distance between the seedlings, so back to the drawing board, or as we in the seedling business like to say, back to the seedling board. Let's go get drunk at the hotel bar and then have sex with each other. That's how every single like business conference I just did a one man play of every single business conference. I can't believe this is my life. Unless you're in the snowmobile industry, which obviously pretty rad. Why am I not Oh, there's no fire. I'm fucking vamping over here, and there's no reason to be vamping because nothing was being achieved by the vamp. It was a very unproductive vamp. Yeah. So much to be excited about. I actually did push into the Mistlands, like I said earlier, and I was jumping and climbing and kind of orienting myself with the resources in that. It's almost like just the old rules just don't work, you know? The old rules, you play by the old rules, you die by the old rules, okay? You dig 10 foot deep, I'm gonna bury you with your whole with up to 4 feet. Like old sayings that people can't remember, like our dumb fuck president George W. Bush. Okay, we're rested. I got food, I got bread, I got a head of something. We'll put it over here in our head. There we go. See how fast that was? Yeah. So let's go check out the tree farm. And oh, nope, that's the other bite. So we got one left. I love this big charcuterie plate. Dips, sweets, even a little decorative leaf as a base. Love a temporary leaf base. Oh no, don't start raining, please. So this is kind of our whole tree farm operation. Oh, goddamn rain. You fucking... Let's see, is that protected from the rain? Is that what that roof thing is? I think it might be. Oh, come on. Yeah, I guess it's not. Let's fix that. I do want to plant, but I don't remember where the other seeds are right now. Okay, the rain messes my brain up, man. Sorry. If I sort of slow down a little. Doesn't it? Does it need... I mean, I think I can see why it wouldn't work. I'm not saying I think it should. Maybe it just needs a proper... Even if... Yeah, let's just try. Like, is that enough to cover the square? I just don't really think so. I mean, it shouldn't be. That's like center. I'm just basically testing if all it needs is a... Yeah, okay. Maybe, like, what is the secret? What extra now to, like, so now we build out and sort of test this. Yes. It'll go whoosh. Maybe even like... Nar. Let's try... Let's just put up a wall. Okay, so it's something to do with that side. So we can now start removing shit. Ah! I had a feeling I wasn't up against such a lightweight. I knew then what I wish I knew back before. This was the fight of my life. Dun, 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 dun. Roll opening credits. I'm trying to split it See if that kind of minimizes. Nar. All right. All right. Okay. Okie dokie. As we. Now that was working. There you go. Let me try. We have been officially distracted. Does that count as taking up that same kind of coverage? Does not appear so. Does this one? Not that one. That one. Come on. There you go. Okay. All right. Okay, good. That was a waste of time. Now, let's eat. Okay, so what I learned is, and they die off, these gaps were seeds that I killed. These, I don't have a lot of seeds. I think I used up almost half of my supply just doing this test. So I'm regretful of that because I should have done it with the much more common poor people's seed, the beech seed, which is the ugly trees. I also cut down those beech trees I had over there. They were an eyesore, but I love this like look though. Doesn't this look cool? Here's some of those ugly beech trees. How rad is this though, man? Isn't it? Isn't this cool as heck? Don't you just wish you could walk slowly if I could press the right button? If I could. There we go. Nope. 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 What if I just... There we go. Oh, hell yeah. And turn off the HUD. And we got a guy walking through a rows of trees. Hell yeah. Then he turns around and he walks back. Oh yeah, baby. This is the best. This made it all worth it. Every single day, the telomeres in my DNA withered yet faster due to the death. Oh, shit. What if I died? What if my guy fell? Yeah, so I'm kind of annoyed that even though these trees grew in kind of close to each other, there's some sort of nuance to this that I've got to sort out. And I wasted a bunch of birch seeds. So what we're going to learn right now is how much wood do we get? Okay, so that's... I thought I might have had some seeds over there. And how easily do they knock each other over? Because that's sort of like what I'm excited to see. The idea would be awesome if I could do... Like, I want to minimize the number of swings. That's optimizing the efficiency. But, like, where do you start? Which one should you aim for first? And it follows the direction you swing. So every time I crash into some other trees, like, it goes bang, and then it starts to knock down, so I didn't have to chop that one. That's pretty cool. Let's do it again over here. Look, it even lands in the arm. Kind of. It's waving around. Now when they fall. Nope, killed the guy. just some. Hey, do you guys know where the highway? Is this a construction site? Yeah. So like aiming it so that they stay up high. It's something I got to be careful of, obviously. So we also want to get rid of these because this is also part of our... Now that's leaning. Is that straight up? Let's just chop some of these down. I'm having a blast. If it wasn't for the damn rain. Oh, yeah. Now, see, every time we do a layer down, we are busting up on the trees. And so... spectacular. Oscar-worthy, really. I have not seen any movies, man. I'm so behind. I mean, I've seen some on Amazon. That's the only thing I got right now. And it's, I feel like I'm a horrible person. Up, 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 up. We got things falling. Now this thing will roll. Hell yeah. Maybe you got to clear the stumps before you do any, like, you know. And do I get, oh, I only have 3. Well, that's because we're not even there yet. All right. This will be fun watching these fall here. Yes. 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 What if I started crying? Oh, oh God, thank God. My boy can walk. All right. Okay. Now get down there. Get on down there. Shoot. Come on. Get on down there. Yeah, these dang trees putting up a heck of a fight. Get on down there. Have you ever hear that in the woods while you're camping alone? You find yourself in Wisconsin. All right. There we go. Okay. There's still more to go. And I left these spikes up here just because it's kind of an interesting feature. Oh, shit. I didn't mean to do that. So I wasted that landing on the other ones. Yeah, maybe these spikes aren't all that sensible. But let's see. Okay, all right. Tactics. This is playing Calto. Ah, look, the rain clearing. Feels nice. Calto, of course, being one of the most challenging games in the Star Trek universe. Stymieing even the great Ensign Harry Kim, who challenges Tuvok, the dinosaur hunter, to many a long and prolonged and hard-fought challenge in the mess hall while being harassed by Neelix. It's a game of strategy. Though it's no match for the finest human to ever live, Jerry Ryan. The queen of the Borg. Social media queen, not the literal queen. The literal queen is genocidal sociopath. It's just a total monster. Just truly. Although she does join the cast of one of these Star Treks. They canceled they canceled Starfleet Academy, by the way, nerds, my nerd friends. They canceled it. They've already filmed season 2. So now when I bust up all these trees, they'll bust up faster. And I do think I got to get rid of the spikes, as cool as the spikes are. I do quite enjoy this. A nicely formed spike like that, but this is a good supply of fine wood. I'm really curious to see. I should have counted them first, actually, now that I'm saying it. But how many seeds I got? Because if it's 1-to-1, then we're kind of sustainable. But I'm not sure. Here, oh, I got the thing off. So let's make a pile of wood. Okay. Yeah. Oh man, I don't want to destroy these spikes. like I can't, they're like voxel. All right. Yes, for it. Science is science. I'll mess around with that off camera. It's tedious. Yeah, so Starfleet Academy. I watched most of both. Well, there's only been the one season, but I guess they've already filmed the second season, so there'll be 2 seasons. I didn't get into it. I find the new Treks just obnoxious. I hope people might be introducing to the whole franchise from the new Treks and they like them. I don't want anybody to have a bad experience. But like the older ones, the 90s Treks are great, in my opinion. DS9 grows on me every single time I watch the entire thing to help me go to sleep. Nope. Oh, and yeah, it just sort of misses. The new ones just kind of miss the mark for me. I'd like to the production design is different in a way that I wish they didn't go. It just feels very sort of like if it's that sort of CGI heavy J.J. Abrams. It's sort of more of a film franchise from the 2015s, and it's a 16:9 aspect ratio. The 90s Treks were 4:3, so you get more of a kind of tighter sets and intimate framing, and you often find where the two characters stand really close to each other, and it doesn't look weird because it's in a 4:3 frame, but if you think about like how physically close they are in a lot of shots, you're like, oh yeah, they're like right on each other's face there. But that's like the acting, that's the blocking that they do right before they, yeah. So they have like larger sets, and I don't think that's precisely, but like the impulse to make everything so freaking busy is what drives me crazy about the new Treks. I could quibble with some of the writing decisions and this and that, and whatever. I don't care. I hope it advances social justice and representation as much as possible, even if it's not something I fully grasp. I still think it's good to do that. That's a whole different topic than are some of these characters annoying. Yeah, but I'm kind of talking about all of the new Treks at the moment. So let's see what we got here. We got my throat just burped a little bit. 47 in here. So we have 147, and then we have that's 205. And I got 5 seeds. So definitely cut down more than 5 trees. Which is bad news. That means we're going to lose. We're eventually going to run out of seeds. But that's okay. By the time we run out of birch seeds, we'll have a lot of fine woods built up. No, that's all right. Okay. So now, this one's a bit different. This has a higher falling from this height. Maybe it makes sense to not do the whole 3-step down, and this is kind of this is kind of a bisected one. So maybe this side is better. I don't know. I don't know. Let's get chopping. Enough yak and get chopping. That's what we used to say down at the lumber mill. Jesus. See? That's so satisfying. Oh no, not that way. Takes out my lights. Are the beach like stronger? Do they have a heavier hit when they land? Oh. Oh, there we go. Okay. Uh-oh. Stupid stumps. I mean, gotta get rid of the stumps eventually, so might as well work it into this process. Not rested. Here, let's fix that. This is another thing I'm kind of testing. I haven't really started, but I want to use this little spot to do comfort testing. I know if I stand like right here, I get 4. Or there we go. So I want to kind of just start putting things near this to see what happens to comfort and use this as a bit of a spot. You know, one of those things. So Starfleet Academy and Strange New Worlds and Star Trek Discovery. I feel like I'm forgetting. The shots are just insane. There's just so much data. There's so much busyness. Like chaotic, like always. There's lights pointed at the camera. There's you know, in the background, there's shiny stuff up. There's lights. There's rows and rows of stacks, and they build the sets to sort of look futuristic and whatever. Blah blah blah. You know, the same with the '90s treks, but it's just like overwhelming my head. You know, and every single surface is plastic or glossy or some sort of glass reflective surface. So it's all doubled up, and you just don't know what to settle on. You know, or it takes me a little while to even like spot the actors, kind of, depending on the shot. Of course, there's also a lot of motion. You get a lot of these like talking, circling around conversations that it seems to be an impulse some directors can't resist. Yeah, I just find the clutter, the visual clutter, trips me up. Certainly through the autistic kind of thing. Like it's just like my head just sort of glitches out, and I have to sort of like almost watch every episode twice just to sort of get my bearings the first time. Not every, literally, you know, some are better than others, but even like in their like quarters where they're in their, you know, having their little dinner parties, I'm always just like, what the fuck? It's just all these I don't know. I just find that annoying. Do some tighter stuff. It's not. Yeah, I don't know. Why does that mean space? You want to make it spacious. Yes. Hey! That jerk just destroyed one of my benches. And they do a lot of action. At least, maybe I'm misunderstanding, or maybe I'm misremembering, but a lot of like frantic running and shooting guns and phasers. And just like, we don't need this that much. What's this doing here? How about you give us some interesting characters, make them weird, and then have them talk about weird shit. All right? Yes. I should have saved that and thrown it down on those dudes. All right, this one's going to be trouble. It's like re-injuring. Yep. I mean, the height clearly makes a major difference. So, like, I want to do it without swinging. There's going to be a lot of wood down there. That's what's thrilling. That was a spring-loaded trap. I could have... Come on. Oh, crap. These two are just not lined up. Oh, there's a frickin' thing there. That's why it's not. By frickin' thing, I meant to say... I'll wait till the guy comes around and see if I can kill him with this log. Come on, buddy. Over here. Here he goes. Here he goes. Oh! That was way too early. Stump is what I meant by frickin' thing. So. Alright. Yeah, well, a few more minutes here and then I'll wrap up. I did record earlier my other show, and honestly, I kind of want to keep doing this, but I'm hungry. But we'll do a tally. We'll get all of our wood. This whole tree farm was not worth all the work. I like it, though. I like the growing it up. Growing the trees, spacing them out. I mean, it does add a little convenience. I think the trick is to just chop through it without thinking too much. They're going to crash into each other. You can't really control that, like, perfect... systematized crashing. I mean, yeah, I suppose you could kind of, but overall, you kind of just have to. But it will be good to have a lot of. All right, so that's 16 seeds. Oh, there's one more up there. That's right. Auto walk. Or go. T. What the fuck? Which button does it? Pick it up. Oh, we're full. Give me a break. Give me a dang break. Yeah, I'm eating a little bit better these days. Trying to lose some weight. So I got broccoli and onions. Some sausage. Yeah. An apple. Guacamoles, as we call them out here in the West Coast. They're known as avocados to the rest of you. I made that up. We don't call them guacamoles. Skill is only 43 at wood cutting. Jesus. Yeah, so I want to tally up. I've also been putting down fire places to prevent these deer from forming. But whenever you're this kind of far away from base, you're sort of closer to the deer spawn. But and I don't necessarily want to do too much of that because I've already messed up my count, actually, because there was already stuff in here. I really only care about the amount of find wood I get, but let's place stacks. So here, let's do it this way. Let's build a workbench. So there's kind of an ongoing process of deer. Like there's been a few spots where it seems like they're constantly spawning. Like right where it seems like I have a bunch of fire pits. And let's see what we got. So I sort of have a policy for the deer that I'll every time if I see a deer and kill it, probably where it spawned, then put up fire pit wherever I pick up its stuff. You'll eventually like cover everywhere, and it's kind of the thinking. Yes. Yes. S 300. And 16 seeds. 314 if we count these. That goes a long way. That's a nice bounty. In fact, let's get rid of this stupid thing. That was just the thing I was using to... I do like when they turn green. Yeah, okay. So, there goes all the trees. Now I gotta do the replanting. Oh, yeah, that's got a 1. And, yeah, I think I need more clearance around the trees, maybe. Taller. I think, honestly, if I'd made it like 2 taller, you're probably going to have a much better shot at... Like, the ideal scenario, like the maximum outcome would be by the time it's all done, there's not a single birch, there's not a single log. They're all been busted into pick-upable pieces. There's no getting around the stumps. But in my ideal dream is that by the time it's all down here, it's just all mashed into the proper pieces. Which means, like, if it gets down to, like, only 1 or 2 logs are left, you've gotten very close. I feel like getting... Yeah. So, kind of a stupid thing to, like, stress out too much about since I have so much of this stuff, but... That's okay, though. I should have saved that. That would have been... Like, should I turn this into more of a flat park? I kind of like the random sculpture. Sort of cool. Maybe we'll do more of those. Oh, here's some... All right. It's 14, so we have 22. Yeah, so 322 fine woods off of that. Pretty good. Sweet. All right. Speaking of sweet, thanks for watching, everybody. This has been fun. I haven't played in a while. Now that my guy's not dead anymore, I'll probably do some offline maybe. Or not. Or try to record a bit more regularly, too. Working on a big project on this other thing. And, Yeah, that's about it. Hope you're all having a nice time and staying safe. And remember to close your eyes, take a couple deep breaths. No rush. Give yourself permission to lose your concentration and then wander your concentration back. I'm talking about meditating. If you don't call it meditating, it just chill the fuck out. And then when you start to have your brain go, then you go, I'm just chilling out right now. It's all good. Deep breath. Okay? All right. Stretch your neck too, okay? Fucking hurts. You can injure yourself sleeping now that you're about to die of old age. Bye-bye, everybody.